Meanwhile, President Volodymyr Zelensky has appeared to confirm that Russian forces are in control of Bakhmut in eastern Ukraine. The head of the Wagner mercenary group released a video showing what he says is his forces in control of the city. Ukraine's government strongly refuted the report, though. And when asked directly, President Zelensky gave this response.
Mr. President Zelensky, is Bakhmut still in Ukraine's hands? The Russians say they've taken Bakhmut.
I think no. But you have to understand that there is nothing. They destroyed everything. There are no buildings. It's a pity, it's tragedy, but for today, Bakhmut is only in our hearts.
Tonight, President Biden on the world stage, meeting with the leaders of Australia, India, and Japan, the so-called Quad Security Coalition, focused on countering China's power in this region. Later, Biden will meet with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, the Ukrainian leader arriving in Japan aboard a French government plane, his trip announced just the day before for security reasons. And as he landed, Zelensky tweeting, "Peace will become closer today." His presence here is heavy with irony. The G7 was once the G8, but Russia is no longer welcome after its 2014 seizure of Crimea in Ukraine.
U.S. President Joe Biden told a summit of world leaders on Friday that Washington will back allied efforts to train Ukrainian pilots to fly F-16 fighter jets. That's according to a senior administration official who said training on the U.S.-made jets will take place in Europe and will require months to complete. The official did not say which countries would be participating in the effort, but added that the U.S. hopes to begin the training in the coming weeks. Biden's support of the training conveyed at the G7 summit in Hiroshima, Japan, is welcome news to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who is set to join the conference this weekend.
A violent confrontation between police and protesters in the Congolese capital, Kinshasa. Protest organizers say the government's voter enrollment process is a sham. They're demanding an international audit of the entire Electoral Commission. Governing party supporters say they'll resist what they consider attempts to discredit the government.
India, the Indian Air Force has grounded its entire fleet of MiG-21 fighter aircraft. The decision was taken as the investigations into the last crash over Rajasthan are still underway. During the crash, 3 people lost their lives when a MiG-21 Bison aircraft crashed on May 8th. The IAF has grounded the entire fleet of MiG-21 fighter aircraft till checks are carried out and investigations into the reasons behind the crash are
At least 12 people have been killed and dozens have been injured in a crushing stampede at a soccer stadium in the capital of El Salvador, the National Civil Police said on Twitter. Salvadoran Health Minister Francisco Albiz said that emergency teams have been deployed and the injured were being transferred to local hospitals. Around 90 people, including minors, are being treated for injuries. Most are in stable condition. The match was subsequently suspended. The disaster reportedly occurred after a stampede began when a large number of fans tried to enter the venue after the gates had been closed.
The government's amnesty has freed about a fifth of the prison population. Over 4,000 inmates were let out, according to the Correctional Service. It described the amnesty as a noble gesture by the president. The prisons had been overcrowded. They were designed to hold about 17,000 prisoners, but more than 22,000 were being held. Prisoners had to have served at least 3/4 of their sentence, and violent criminals, as well as those serving time for robbery, treason and public order and security offences, were excluded.